Hello viewers, I'm Rohit Khurana from Carblog India. Today we are going to give you a user review of the Hyundai Verna Automatic. This is the SXO petrol variant. This belongs to my friend Ashish Chopra. He has been driving this car for over 8 months now, and he has driven it close to 9,000 kilometers. He drives it almost every day to his office commute. We'll ask Ashish about his ownership experience, how he likes the car, how he likes the overall cost of ownership and fuel economy and other aspects related to this car, and certain things that he would like to improve in this car to make it even a better one. So Ashish, over to you. You can just start telling us about the good things and bad things about the performance, engine, everything.
So, I'd like to begin with the fact that the moment you put foot in the car, the first thing that you notice is that everything is very pleasing because of the tones that are used. So you would see that the console has dual tones, had wood paneling as well. So this gives a feeling of a kind of a car which is planning to offer you a rich experience. So that is the first thing, and I think even after the 8 months of driving, I have not gotten over of it yet. So all in all, it provides a good experience. Once you sit inside the car, it actually makes you feel very comfortable and actually makes you feel very rich, the feeling that you get. My typical driving speeds reach up to 90. I do not happen to cross them much, and I feel that up to that point, this car, I can very well rate that over a long period of time it will be a very pleasure to drive, be it the city traffic, be it bumper to bumper traffic. Being an automatic, you obviously have the advantage of the bumper to bumper traffic. You have to operate it only using one foot. So over any manual, it is a much better and much needed change for people like us who get stuck in traffic jam almost every alternate day. Apart from a little bit lag at the time of when you're starting the car from the dead stop, in that area you would feel that there is something lacking comparison to a manual, but I feel it that it's a kind of trade-off that you have to get. You got to live with this, but at the higher speeds and even at moderate speeds, you would not really feel that bigger difference as far as automatic comes. One of the reasons could be that it has a 4-gear automatic, so you typically stay in a certain gear for a longer amount of time. So when you're driving in city traffic, the transmission is not hunting for gears too often, and because of that, you would not feel that there are any any areas where you actually miss getting power. Having a 4-gear transmission is an advantage in this particular case, but then the perceptions may vary because of the higher, the better kind of technology that are coming in automatics now. I really have not had to spend much on the maintenance of this car, fortunately, till now. The second service is due. I'll really get to know that how much the bill comes about that. But apart from that, I have not from the regular, touch-ups and everything. I did not need to make any other changes to get the car in the running position. And since it is driven a lot, I don't think that it demands that much of an expense as far as maintenance of the car is concerned.
How happy you are with the fuel economy of this car, and how often do you use the Triptonic mode that is given here, and do you think that this makes the drive more fun using this Triptonic mode?
So Triptonic I have not used very often. There have been times when I have been on a mountain climb and I have to maneuver tight curve, or I have to make sure that I overtake a truck. In those times, the Triptonic comes really very handy. But otherwise, in my day-to-day drive, I do not happen to use Triptonic much, so I would not be able to comment on its utility as much as probably an enthusiast would be able to. I think the fuel economy is pretty much good. My drive to my office daily includes around 20-25 kilometers of city traffic and 45 kilometers around of flyovers. In that kind of a division, it gives me anything between 11 and 12. If the city traffic is increased a little bit, then it goes down to 10.5. But I have been trying to figure out that how much mileage the cars of comparable segments in manuals give. So I found that for a similar drive, their mileage also varies between 11 and 12 itself. So I think if this particular automatic is driven carefully making sure that you do not accelerate too fast, because that is the prime most area of loss. Then I think it will give you a mileage which is very much comparable to a manual car. So you would not miss much on the fuel economy part even if you buy this automatic.
How would you rate the handling, braking, the other areas, the features, comfort, and the interiors you have already talked about? So.
Right. So I'd like to begin with the handling part. Like I also mentioned in the beginning, I have not driven the car beyond the speeds of 90 very much. But whenever that happens, yes, there is a feeling that the steering is too light. Once you are maneuvering a lane change at a high speed, say probably in excess of 100, you would have to be really cautious to make sure that you have the complete control of the car with you. But at the lower speeds, I think the very same thing comes in very handy, because the steering is very light. So whenever you have to do any parking thing, or whenever you have to make any tight curves in the city traffic, wherever you have to maneuver through a sea of cars, then the light steering comes in very handy. And at the same time, the lighter suspension aids in the increasing the comfort, the ride comfort. So if the road is a little bit bumpy, then you would not really feel it pinching in your back. The feature set, I would say that the things that they have put inside the car are pretty numerous. So you have folding mirrors, you have automatic daylight rear view mirror in the middle, and then you have a rear view camera, all of which are very handy, especially for somebody who was driving a long car for the first time. The rear view camera came in really handy. And the console, I would say, can use some improvement. You would see that the fonts are very big, so that's okay if you are looking at just one small thing. But when it comes to the real information about a particular song probably you're listening to, then you would find that the information that is given to you on the display is a little bit less than you would like to have. The Bluetooth integration is good. There is a mic at the top, so the voice quality is really nice. What I would really like is that probably they could try to add more features. Say for example, the phone book dialing is not supported. So if you are able to add that, if you can select a number from the list, then that would be a good thing to add. But all in all, I think it's a good effort. I mean, comparing other cars in this particular segment, then I would say that I would give it probably 8 out of 10, if not the complete 10. The other things that specifically are there in the SXO version are the start-stop button, which is a very good thing to have as far as I am concerned, because you just have to put the keys inside your pocket and you would not need to take them out. So the start-stop feature really is a good addition.
And can you show us a demo of the reverse parking camera?
Yes, for sure. So you just have to engage the car in the reverse gear. Once you do that, the camera comes over here. You can see that it's really a part of the rear view mirror itself. So you can focus on the camera, and at the same time, if you need, you can have more information there. On the console, you would see there is a car, and the bars are blinking, telling you that how far you are away from the nearest obstacle. So the size keeps on changing, and also there is an audible signal in case you mislocate the bars.
Okay, so sounds like that this car is full of features, loaded, and feels really premium to be inside. And I find the upholstery and seating comfort pretty nice, and slightly how do you like the seat heights? Because I have noticed that seat height is low relative to the floor, so when you probably sit, your knees are bent.
I would not say that the knees are bent per se. What I would really like to say is that when you are getting in and out of the car, then that creates a little bit of a problem.
Okay.
The bent knees are not that big a problem because you can always slide your feet below the front seats. That helps with the knee position. But at the same time, I guess because of the coupe shape that you get, which looks very attractive from the outside, the compensation has to be made to ensure that the tall people do not feel very cramped inside the car. So I guess that is the reason why they have kept the seats height so low in the rear.
What are 3 things that you like the most about this car, and 3 things you would like to improve in this car?
Okay, so 3 things that I like the most. The first I would like to begin with is the start-stop key. I mean, the start-stop integration is pretty nice. I'm not really sure whether this kind of an integration even exists in higher segment cars or not, but here the experience is very nice. The second thing is the integrated rear camera, especially the position. If you go for aftermarket installations, you will get the camera at the console. But you will frequently need to switch between the two views. That is the other thing. And the foldable mirrors, I mean, this is a very handy addition. There have been many instances in my last ownership of a previous car in which the mirrors would get damaged by bikers trying to cross across red lights. So the first thing that I do as soon as I stop on a traffic light is to turn these mirrors off, so that I'm assured of the safety of them. So these are the 3 things that I like as far as the features are concerned.
And 3 things you would like to add to this car?
Well, I would give anything for a better console, which is better, basically the better in-car entertainment, the complete entertainment system. If it because most of the times when you change such kind of a system, then the warranties are affected. So it is good to have something much more usable than this particular system here. The other thing that I'd like to change is probably this particular car very surprisingly does not have a height adjuster. You can change the incline of the seat, but you cannot change the height. So somebody who is not so tall like me, it would be really handy to have seat height adjuster, so that the comfort of the driver can be increased. The third thing, which again is now appearing in the cars but is not here, is the telescopic adjustment. So we have the tilt steering adjustment here, but we do not have any telescopic adjustment. So I believe this is one of the additions that I would really like to have in this particular car.
Thanks Ashish for your feedback. This review should be very valuable for our viewers who are considering to buy an automatic sedan in this segment. So viewers, this is Rohit Khurana signing off. Thanks for watching. For more such videos, do subscribe to our official YouTube channel, youtube.com/carblogindia.